Hello and welcome back to Phantomile. At the end of the last video we restored the forest with the help of the King of Jugpot. And now we're into the restored forest to go and find Granny. First new thing, we have these trampolines. We can bounce on them regularly or press the jump button at the right time to get a bigger boost. We go down here, grab this gem, and get ambushed. We can get rid of the suit of armour these blue moves are having, just by tossing another enemy at them. And we can destroy these boxes by tossing enemies at them. And we can head up here to get the guard. So yes, the dastardly Joker has hidden the key to that door up there. Joker is all over this video, so if you like Joker, you're gonna love this. So yes, that guard activated all these gondolas. Basically moving platforms that will take us from one part of the level to the next. They don't all go up and down. This one takes us down to this little tree section here. And we have a red move to get up here. More slippery platforms. And we can bust open the flower bud to get the key. Obviously this birds didn't hide it that well. Speaking of birds, there's one right there. We could just go into the door and get to the next section, but as you can see, there's a little secret area up here, containing a guard. Those shield enemies have got themselves another new trick. They found themselves a spring. I do really like the shield enemies because pretty much whenever you see them in a new world, they found themselves a new trick. And for the most part, the actual minions of Gadius, that's pretty much their modus operandi effectively. They don't get much more threatening physically. They just keep finding new things to bolt onto themselves to make them more formidable. Nice easy guard down there. We're up to 3. That door's locked, but in the background there you can see some of those crates. Appear to be holding up a tree. Grab these shield guys. Don't really need that gold heart, but we'll grab it anyway. Flutter Jump actually starting to earn its money, dodging those guys. And we can grab this guy. Use him to get rid of one of these suits of armour. Just grab it and get constantly hit. And I'll blast down that tree and free up that other crate. Obviously you would have seen earlier on, crates can sometimes have things in them. And this one has the key. A bit better hidden that time. Another checkpoint, another gondola. And we're moving on quite nicely. inside this flower, if we throw an enemy at it, is, rather unsurprisingly, a flower bud. We don't need to jump to get it, which I eventually figured out. It's got trapped inside. Thin platforms now for these. And this is quite a tricky little puzzle sequence. We can't get past that giant moo there. We can't jump over him, we can't stand on him unless we inflate him. And his suit of armour is stopping us from doing that. So we need to use that bird to get on top of the bridge there. And the second bird to get rid of his suit of armour. So we can inflate him. Expendable moves are starting to become a bit of a premium. You notice that we couldn't really... There was nothing to deal with these guys in their suits of armour. But we find that moo just hiding out in that tree there. And now we have a nice respawning one that we can throw around as much as we like to grab an extra life. And lose it immediately. But eventually, we get him back up here. And this is me being foolish, really. I could have used him to just get rid of... Yeah, get rid of the suit of armour just like that. And throw the blue one instead. And another guard inside the flower bud. Rather formidably defended key over here. Whole bunch of enemies guarding that. Wasn't really any kind of threat, but we took a little bit of damage, so I suppose the birds did their job. And we're on to another new area. And it's a roller coaster again. There are enough little hearts on this area that getting hit by the spike guys isn't really much of a threat. However, being hit by them will trigger the invincibility frames, as you would have seen. And when you have invincibility frames, you can't pick up gems. And that's the whole real goal of this area. Just constantly collecting as many gems as you possibly can. It's pretty short, but it's a lot of fun. And we're now up in the higher reaches of the forest. Below that crate is a spring. And we just about managed to get the height to get up there. And we have an armoured giant moo guarding the switch, which activates the gondola. And we'll kill him, because. We don't need to wait for the other gondola, we can just drop down here. The 2.5D providing us another nice little shortcut. And that flower providing us with our final guard. 5 gems in the box. And now just a short climb to the end of the level. Level clear. We're 100% in Forlock so far. So we'll save our game. And move on to the next level.
Wow.
So yes, this is the machinery tower. And another new enemy, those little bomb rats. They'll eventually blow up, and that hits that switch, which activates this platform here. This platform will get bashed about by these hammers and take us to all kinds of places. Once they're dropped, unless they hit another enemy, these bomb rats we can pick them up and we can use them to jump around as much as we like. This makes them one of my favourite enemies in the game, since if you screw up with them, you don't have to wait for another one to respawn. This little section can get a little disorientating because there's so many little doors and everything's colour coded, so if you're paying enough attention you're not going to get that lost. But going into this level first time after every level up to this point has been fairly linear, it can get a little confusing because there's a fair bit of backtracking and there's quite a bit of exploring to do before you get to your first real set of challenges and puzzles. This little bit of machinery isn't operational yet, but at least we got the key. We'll be back here later. Now we have a key. We can get in this door over here after getting hit by the bomb rat. That door's not very stable on its hinges, if you noticed. Hit the checkpoint and into a very precarious platform section. Being out here on the outside of the tower, platforms are very thin, pits are bottomless, and there are lots of enemies around. So it's best just take it slow, wait for things to move, and use the flutter jump. Use Klonoa's ears to do what you gotta do. Well, this is a confusing little section. And that's what those yellow versions of these bugs do. They just fire 3 continuous spike balls. It may take a little while to notice, you can actually drop down there. And that drops that bridge over there. It also opens up that little trapdoor there so we can get these gems. And get down here to the next section. First though, see what's in this door. It's another way into that central room. We'll use the bomb rat to get up to this blue gem up here. And when we grab it, we uncover a secret flower bud. Quick throw, and it's an extra life. So we've been losing a few lives this world. Now you notice there are 2 kinds of doors. There are these kind of arch-like doors. You can take enemies through those doors. More Joker action. This level's a lot of fun just because it's practically a constant pursuit of Joker. And we'll see a bit more of that later. There in the foreground, we got another guard. New little enemy, these little flying chameleons. They don't really do anything particularly unique. They just have a bit of horizontal movement to their pattern. So back to the doors. Those bigger doors, we can carry enemies through those. As you saw when we grabbed that guard from the flower bed inside on that long bridge section. Now this switch we need to be a little bit clever for. You can grab one of these bomb rats and throw them down there. Then we need to dash for the door. The bomb rat will explode and hit the switch, and we'll have the time to get through. Time for a little in-game play tutorial. There are 2 of these birds here. We jump up, grab one. Slapstick in this game. Joker's fantastic. I don't think I can put across enough just how much I love Joker as a character. Because he is that bully who constantly talks a good game, but the second it's a fair fight, he's out of there. Joker is a classic pro wrestling bad guy. And as a fan of wrestling, that just makes me love him even more. These shorter doors we can't carry enemies into. They're like those low sections of platform areas. This little puzzle it's fairly simple. We hit the switches in ascending order of tone, and it activates all the machinery. We now have moving platforms, conveyor belts, cogs, gears, all that fantastic stuff that everyone loves in platformers. Everyone loves the mechanical level in a platformer because it's the area in the game where everything becomes Everything becomes moving platforms, everything has a great look to it. And it's even better in this game because it's all wood. It is that kind of makeshift technology that I think lends a really great unique look and feel to this level. Then we get smacked along by this hammer, and you can head in here. And this is where that early exploration of the level comes in, because you had to come here to get the key, obviously to get through that first door. So you had to come here, you had to see this little bit of equipment here, so that when the cutscene kicked in to show you that everything was working now, you would know where it was. You know, you've been there. And that's a fantastic bit of level design in this game. You know where it is because you had to be there earlier when nothing was working. The only real complaint I have about this area is that those little conveyor belt sections, if that's indeed what they are, don't actually graphically move. I don't know if they're conveyor belts or just slippery platforms, but they don't actually move, and that does sour me on them a little. It's all speed heading up here, dodging these black balls. Bit of a health refill. Their final climb to the top of the tower. First grab the extra life though, up to 9. That's just through this door. Onto a final platform. And another nice little masked loading screen before the boss. Joker once again telling us how to defeat the boss. And once again we have a healthy little army of moos. And this is where we have the first full test of how well can we use these springs. Any hit on Geldbolm's golden little armor there will just bounce straight off. His hitbox is actually very precise. And he actually runs a little bit faster than you, so you really do have to start anticipating his actions. But all you have to do is just throw down a move from above, and it delivers the hit. The moves in this level actually do have some survival instincts. You'll notice they're jumping onto that platform with Granny on it, and waiting for their opportunity. They know their job. Their job is to lure you into an area so Geldbolm can deliver the damage. When he gets in the air like this, it starts to become a bit tricky. Because you have to get him within range of one of the springs. But when you're standing still underneath him, he remains constantly moving about. So it can be hard to properly predict where he's going to land. As you just saw, we pretty much take all the hits. I died twice on this guy, which is why you can see our life counter is now down at 7. And again, hitbox, very precise. Very little room for error in this boss. But once you got that first hit, you found the sweet spot, you'll start getting those hits much more often. Grows his giant spiky peach again. And up in the air. And straight down on a spring. There you can see him just phasing about over the spring. And you do have to take a little bit of faith when it comes to hitting him in that section. Have faith in how far you can jump. And if you don't think you're going to get the hit, play defensively and just make sure you don't get hit yourself. Now he speeds up his charge. Now he was outrunning us before, but now he truly is outrunning us. And if you had your timing down for the first phase of the fight, now your timing has to be adjusted. Giant Peach grows even more. Now you can't, for that one, you can't just get over it with the help of a moo. You can't just get over it with the help of a spring, you need to be carrying a moo. But we deliver the final blow, and Gelbom is down. The stakes were just raised. Another 6 out of 6 in Forlock. And this time I won't skip the fireworks. They are rather lovely. The page turned, and I'll see you in the Wind Ruins.